hot Korean guys, hot Korean girls, a little bit of plastic surgery, lots of Asian style hair on a deserted island. What do you get? Really good dating lessons, surprisingly. So the battle for Gia continues in this episode, and there are a lot of classical dating lessons here. Let's get into it. So in this scene, Hyunjun basically goes to get Gia. But what's funny is that Si-hoon is actually following behind them.
There's so much I want to say.
Really? To me?
Yeah.
Did you just see you leaving the lodging alone? You went to Gia, but she was taken by someone else.
I thought if you stayed here with me, we would be able to talk a lot. Here, you can have deeper conversations. No one is watching.
Is that so?
So I was left here, but there was no one I wanted to have a deep conversation with. I had to think.
I'm the only one, right?
Yeah, I wanted to take some time to organize my thoughts, so that was great.
I like how when she said I'm the only one, right? She has this habit of throwing out like, so you really like me, right? Like little hoops that men jump through for her. He didn't answer right away, but he was also, you know, true to his feelings. It was like, yeah, you were. So there was like a half a second there where he was like, yeah. So it wasn't like, yeah, to please her. It was like, yeah, I did want to talk to you. You know, there's no one else I can talk to at that level. So I thought it felt real.
To be honest, I felt more comfortable yesterday.
He's also not afraid to pause, right? He's not like constantly trying to get her attention. He just paused for a second and...
When I was with you, I felt a bit uncomfortable.
By the way, when girls have like Louis Vuitton, Prada, like a lot of those brands, and you see her wearing it all the time, usually it's a high maintenance girl, and usually that's not a good trait that I personally look for.
But hanging out with you was more fun.
You see, like really good game is when you give like half compliments. It's like, I was uncomfortable with you, but hanging out with you was fun. Or like, you know, at first I didn't really like you that much, but after hanging out with you now, I can see that you're actually really easygoing. We used to call them backhanded compliments, but now I just call them half compliments, which is a compliment followed or preceded by a negative, right? So the other person's feeling, and then if you, the release, like, oh, you actually do like me. Gia is very, very good at throwing hoops and throwing these type of like half compliments.
Because you felt uncomfortable?
No, not because I felt uncomfortable. It's just how I felt.
To be honest, I don't feel that comfortable around you either.
This guy's game is really strong. So she said, I feel comfortable. Most guys are like, oh, I'm sorry, or like, what can I do? He was like, why did you feel uncomfortable? And she was like, I don't know, I can't explain it, just a feeling. A lot of like coquettish girls, like, they just go with their feeling. They don't have like a logical explanation, right? And then immediately he said, actually, to be honest with you, I felt uncomfortable too. So instead of trying to assuage her discomfort or fall into her hoop, he instead presents his own hoop, which is, you know, to be honest with you, Gia, I actually felt uncomfortable as well.
Really?
The way she said really is like, really? Oh, that's new. Usually guys don't challenge me like that.
It means we're not that close yet.
Right.
But here's what I thought yesterday. I'm not sure if this is because I feel uncomfortable around you, but I want to be with someone who is considerate of me. But you weren't like that.
Damn, he's throwing down the gauntlet. Okay, this is really well done. So basically he's saying, you know, to be honest with you, I know you feel uncomfortable around me, but I also felt uncomfortable around you. And I'm not sure because it's my fault, but I realize that now it's like I want a woman who is considerate of me. So basically this is a very kind, soft way to throw out what we call qualification, which is, you know, I like women who like, they're considerate of my feelings. Or like, I like women who like tell me that they like me. Or I like women who are a little bit more touchy-feely because I grew up in a Chinese family that, you know, didn't touch each other that much. So these are ways to softly qualify. And the funny thing is when you have value and you qualify, the other person values you more because he's like, oh, this guy's got standards. Like, this is what he likes, and he's not afraid to set those standards to see if I can actually meet them.
So I said to the other guys that you're close to my ideal type and all, but I want to be with someone who loves and cares about me.
This is great. This is the exact same line I use, which is like, you know, beauty is common, beauty is beautiful, but what else do you have that's going for you, right? So he's saying you're my ideal type physically, but I'm looking for something more. So he's basically negating her looks, right, into something that's less superficial. So now Hyunjun has just kind of, he's done this on the first date too, but he's moved from the superficial layer of conversation into deeper conversation, and he's basically grounding his sequence now. So he does it really, really well. He's like, I want someone who loves and cares about me, and you're my ideal type physically and all, but that's not enough. And so for the first time in this show, right, someone has basically negated Gia's like physical prowess, right, the physical beauty, and that's attractive.
So I decided to have one more deep conversation with you before I decide what to do.
That's scarcity, that's FOMO. So I decided one deep conversation with you to see like if I can fix this, right? He's basically willing to walk away. All these concepts are, by the way, things I teach in my channel and in my courses, but he's like, I want to have one deep conversation with you. So now he's adding a time limit to the qualification, right? And he's doing it in a way where he's not being mean. He's not like, this is what I want. He's just saying, I thought about it, and I think these are things that are really important to me, And I think that was why I was uncomfortable. So he's not afraid to just say it in a nice way and set those standards for himself. And that is really, really attractive, especially when the girl already likes you and when you already have established value.
That's why I came to you right away.
That's why I came to you right away. So that also negates the fact that he was needy. Like he came to you before the other guy did. He was like, no, I came to you because I wanted to tell you like this is what I was thinking. So it's a very high value. Everything he's doing is high value. This guy's got good game.
So that's what you thought. Okay, I'll take care of you more.
Okay, that's the first time I've seen Gia crack, right? So that's what you thought, and he said yes, and he didn't say anything, he just paused. And she thought about it, she's like, okay, I'll take more care of you. So this is the first time she's genuinely expressed, in my opinion, an authentic, okay, I will bend for you, right? It's like, all right, I'll let down my guard, like I will, for you, I'll let you in. And I feel like this is the first crack I've seen, a visible crack in her armor. And that's how you get girls like that to start liking you and falling in love with you.
Other girls seem to think the same about me.
What do you mean?
That I'm a one-woman man. So Yun said that yesterday.
Really?
Yeah. I think I'll only talk and hang out with the person I like. I don't want to waste time.
So he rewards her, right? Once you open up, he didn't just take it and leave it, or like, all right, thank you, see you, and talk to the next girl. He's like, I think I'm a one-woman guy. Like I'm pretty, once I like someone, that's how I like. So now he's sharing it in a way where it's like he's rewarding her, but he's also telling her more about himself. Like this is how now that we know that you're willing to do this, I like being with one person that I'm getting along with. So he's basically moving it forward. He's moving the dating thing forward, unlike the other guy that kept talking about the other dude, right? He's moving all of his interactions down the process of the dating cycle, the courtship process.
Don't you want to try other options too?
I could, but
You never know.
So again, another hoop, right? But this hoop I think she throws is more defensive, which is like, well, are you sure? Because there are other girls here that like you, right? Because he's a high value guy. So I think instead of this hoop like that she threw for the other guy who's more like, oh, she's like, you'll never forget this. She's more like, well, what about the other girls? So this is a defensive hoop, which is different than the hoops she's thrown for other guys.
I don't know. I don't think I would make the first move.
He didn't say he wouldn't fall in love with someone. He just said I wouldn't make the first move. So that still leaves the door open for the girls to make the first move, right? But it's a cool way of saying it, which is he's not completely shutting it off, but he's just saying I'm not going to be the one to make the first move because I already have something here and I want to see where it goes. And you can see her smile, and I think this smile is more genuine than the one she had with the other guy.
Come to me.
What?
I want you to come to me. I was waiting for you.
It took me a lot of courage.
If you hadn't come, I would have come to you.
So this is mutual admiration and expression of interest, right? Which is back and forth. It's being returned. Come to me. If you hadn't come, I would have come to you because we have this connection. So now they're solidifying like their interest in each other, and they're doing it not by supplicating, not by throwing it out there because you're hoping someone will like you because you like them. They're throwing it out there because that's how they both genuinely feel. This is how two high value people should be dating and should be behaving.
I told you.
Jihoon is coming.
So instead of like basking, like looking like a dork, like, oh yes, he just, hey, this guy's coming. So the timing is terrible for Jihoon, but for Hyunjoo it's great because it's like he's like, okay, cool, we established this now. This is the worst time for Jihoon to come in. Oh man, this guy's just got not bad luck. It's really his fault.
Jihoon is coming.
This is so classic. Competition brings out the best.
I should get some water ready for our guests. Let me just drink some water.
I'm good at waiting. Again, like self-deprecating, but not good in this situation. You self-deprecate when you have value, or you have people perceive high value. Too high value, you self-deprecate.
Is it?
I was just waiting.
Where were you?
Out there.
Out there? But it's so hot out there. You've been waiting?
I'm good at waiting.
You mean you want to know what I think?
Yes. I mean, you went on a date with both Hyunjun and me.
But didn't we talk a lot yesterday?
She's basically saying, didn't we talk a lot yesterday? What she's saying is, didn't I give you a chance yesterday? And you wasted it by over-complimenting me instead of talking about real stuff about who you are. Gia has a way of like answering a question with a question that diverts the person on a different thought track, right? Which is a very skillful thing to do, especially in politics.
Yeah, we did. But I didn't get to talk much with Hyunjun that day.
The day that I was on a date with you, I didn't get to talk to the other guy as much, is what she's saying.
I got a bit drunk and we didn't have much time. So I think I should talk with him some more first.
She's basically saying in a nice way, like I should talk to him more first, is saying I like him more now and I see something here that I want to explore it before I even consider you. Basically, he's not picking this up, right? But what she's really saying is you're like a backup option, or it's even like I'm not even that interested in you, right? So that's what she's saying, and he's not getting it. He doesn't have the social acuity to understand that at this point.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
You're a man.
So good, you're a man. She's rewarding him for that. So she's making him feel good about, I'm gonna wait for you. I'm okay with that. You know, in Asian culture, we have this thing like we have these like K-pop dramas and stuff where if you just focus on getting the girl, putting in all your effort, a year, 2 years, sometimes 5 years from now in these dramas and in real life too, you finally win the girl over. She's so moved by your constant effort, okay? And I can tell you that that's not real. Okay, in the real world, attraction happens quickly. Okay, there's some instances where perseverance works, but it never works when it's low value. Perseverance at high value works. Okay, but if you're low value, you're just chipping away. The returns are very low, even if it does work. This idea in Asian culture, like discipline, effort over time, works in finance. It makes us model minorities in other areas, but when it comes to romance, it does not work. Okay, attraction doesn't work on a logical level. More effort doesn't equal results, okay? It has to be calibrated effort that spikes attraction and connection with women. So he's falling into this Asian guy trap, which is like, I'll wait for you as long as it takes. I will do anything for you, right off the bat. And it just doesn't work. It doesn't work, guys. I'm sorry. I know this because as painful as this memory is, that was me. I was that guy. That's how I knew.
Are you going for a swim, Gia?
No, I'm not swimming.
He's becoming stalkerish now. It's getting a little bit weird. She's out on the beach with this guy who's got the you know, really good workout body, and he's like, hey, where are you going? This is such a beta move. Like, this is game over for him. Like, at this point, she's just being polite, you know.
No?
I'm just watching him.
Oh no, he's walking with them? What's going on?
Seriously? He'll probably watch her from a distance. Looks like Jihoon really likes you.
Why?
She keeps waiting, but I've been waiting too.
This is like, yeah, what I was saying, right? Like, effort doesn't equal results, right? Asian guys think effort, but it has to be the right effort. It has to be, you know, hitting those focus points of women's experience of you. This is kind of creepy, kind of uncomfortable.